Well, it's starting to feel like the sort of season where you've got to take advantage. We're being afforded a very good run in the cup with some very tasty and friendly home draws. We could reach the semi-final if all goes to plan today. And we've also got a final match before the league split, and it looks like we're going to be comfortably safe. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 41 of Lifting Spirits from Distillery with me, Daniel. We are back for the final game before the league split in this Build a Nation save. And in our 5th season, our first at top flight level, we are on the verge of pulling off a very good year. We've got a cup quarter final coming up against Ards at the start of this one, as we are now just 3 games from a potential place in Europe and a trophy. And we're getting some really lucky draws at the moment, so we're trying our best to take advantage of them. We're also just 2 points off the top half of the table, but ultimately we are safe and we are comfortable in 7th at the minute. And that is an incredible effort. The January edition of Johnston's made a difference. Hatton is out injured long term. And there's a lot more for us to talk about. So if you're looking forward to it, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. We're going to reflect on fixtures. We're going to reflect on a very new look distillery. You've seen 1-0 to the distillery a couple of years ago. But do you remember this guy? 0-0 to the distillery, because we are playing the top side and we are learning how to draw 0-0. You were with me last time out as we did that against Larne, the champions, and we've actually had a real hand in this title race so far. We've only won 1 league game since you were last with me, and it was the one we expected to win. But we've only lost one as well. That was defeat against Coleraine the following midweek. A 2-1 defeat after Heaney had given us the lead, but we were unable to hold on with defensive injuries. A good win against Lower League Institute in the cup. We've been really fortunate. 2 goals from Hatton, who's probably now out for the year. But Dergview, bottom of our league. Institute and Ards in the 2nd tier at home. We're going to get to the semi-final if we win today, without facing a real good top tier side, and without facing an away game either. We followed up that effort with a really good 0-0 draw at home to Linfield. Nearly 3,000 through the gate. All bar 200 of them were of course away fans, and that fixture alone has been enough to get us back in the black financially. We then beat Dergview at home by 4-1. Second time we've battered them at home this year. Leon Boyd with a late goal after 2 for Coffee and 1 for Oren Crow. And then another 0-0. This time away at Glentoran, a fabulous effort. And this is where we seem to be pushing for 7th and 6th place rather than 9th and 10th, because when we're playing those top sides, we're not just getting battered. I know we mentioned it earlier in the year, and it is a genuinely interesting point. We talked about the fact that we hadn't lost a game by more than 1 goal, and all of those defeats were by such narrow margins. But now we're starting to turn those into draws. You can see defensively, bar the Coleraine game, we haven't let in more than 1 since Linfield in mid-December. We are starting to show our solidity, and if we can pick up draws in those, then mid-table is always going to be possible. We've still only lost 2 games by more than a goal this year. That was Portadown away in November and Linfield away in December. Aside from that, we've been in every match, and I am genuinely thrilled with our first season in the top flight. Of course, there's no transfer windows now, so no more additions, no more leavers, just a big chance. We've got Ards at home in the Irish Cup quarter final. I'm going to go as strong as we can. We've had a week off now. We've crucially got 10 days off after this one, and everyone's just starting to look a bit more well rested. So let's go and get through to the fixtures. There's some big games there, but if Larne or Linfield go out, or if we can avoid them in the semi-final and they face each other, we've got a genuine chance at a cup final, and it could be a very easy route as well. So let's go and get through the tactical meeting. Tom Matheson is the man to be closed down. 5 changes recommended. There'll probably be more made. We'll be back in a minute to confirm them. And this is what we've gone for, and thankfully due to the rest is as close to full strength as we can go. 4 or 5 of the players on the bench are actually full senior pros as well. So the lineup we've got for today's big cup game is Ethan Ross in goal. Bell continuing to develop at left back with Dobbin over on the right. Orkin and McDowell, the 2 centre halves. Jarvis and Crow in the middle. Jarvis still a stalwart in this team. Latifa and Convey on the wings. Johnston cup tied. Couldn't play against Glentoran either, so he's had a bit of a rest in the last couple of weeks. We'll play him against Crusaders. And then Barry Coffey behind Leon Boyd. We've got a cup tie against 2nd tier opposition now. Then we'll have 6 consecutive games against bottom half side. So if ever there's an opportunity to shine for Leon Boyd, it's going to be now. And here we go. 3 changes made by Ards. Colin Coates' side going for it today, but it's all about us. We've got a strong side out. If we're at our best, we should get through. So let's try and get on the front foot. Let's try and get ourselves ahead early and hopefully have a comfortable day at the office. And with less than 4 minutes on the clock, we're back with the ball in our own half of the pitch, but we look like we're keeping it well. I say that as we give it away with a really stupid pass. Matheson's shot deflects is straight at Ross. You cannot be doing that. That's a sign of complacency. I don't want to see that anymore. Well, a little bit concerned. It has been a quiet start, and we've had this a few times this year in cups and against teams that we'd expect to beat. But it is 0-0 and we haven't had much of the game. We've dominated the ball, we've had the only shots on target, but we're not really looked like scoring. As Jarvis, through ball to Boyd, that's a cracker. I tell you what, it doesn't matter if you don't create much. Aaron Jarvis has made a specialty of that this year. Loves to find the little through ball, little pockets of space for Leon Boyd. And when he's playing against those bottom sides, he genuinely delivers. And I absolutely love watching him. He's maybe struggled against those top 6 sides this year. Is that him struggling? Or is that us creating nothing and offering no service to him? But when he gets the chances, he still laps them up. And here's Oren Crow trying to create another. Latifa back to Dobbin. With that goal lead now with us on the front foot, this should, in theory, be pretty plain sailing. Boyd goes up for a header, loses out, flicked on, but look at them. They've got no one in our half. Dobbin holds the ball up for Crow, and again, back to Jarvis in central midfield. Lovely through ball. It's almost a carbon copy. But this time, Coffey's shot is straight at Moore. Little bit of a break from midfield, but couldn't quite find the finishing touch. This time, though, we've got a free kick, and James Convey is over it. Little bit of a poor angle for him, but he just puts it over the bar. 10 to the break, we're right on top. And with it, we've got a 1-goal lead. Interesting to see that Larne and Cliftonville both ahead. Linfield not yet able to do so, but we are expecting all the big boys through as Crow gets the ball at right back. Finds it back to his keeper Ross, who goes long downfield. Boyd will challenge, but I'm not sure he gets there. Doesn't matter, defender's made a hash of it. Oh my word. Goal of the season contender Leon Boyd. That is an absolute rocket. We don't generally watch the replays here in our YouTube saves, but we've got to see that one again. Long ball over the top from Ross. Poor defensive error. Yes, we'll accept that. But look at the half volley there. That is absolutely stupendous. Helped by the fact that it batters down off the underside of the bar. We all love watching them. It's 2-0 at the break. We should be through. And I know we're getting a very lucky draw here. You've got to take advantage of it. We're going to comfortably stay up in our first season in the top tier. And if we can go on a big cup run as well, which the semi-final already will be, it'll be a very good season for Lisburn Distillery. As Coffey loses out there in midfield, it's cleared as far as Orkin. Again, the game being played almost exclusively in the Ards half now. Orkin over the top, good run, Coffey across the box and Healy clears. Latifa back into trouble, Coffey shot, this time over the bar. Not far from needing to make changes here. We've got some youngsters on the bench, and you know what? They can get some football, a chance to develop, a chance to play on the big stage. Matthew Buchanan, he's having a really good year and is actually starting to improve. So let's get him on for Latifa or Convey. I'm going to go Convey, you know, because we're getting the signs of complacency. So let's take him off. On the left-hand side, Latifa will be an inverted winger. I'm also going to take off yellow card Dobbin. He'll be replaced by Daniel McGill, the skipper. And then into midfield, Crow off, Levingston on. And then just ahead of him, Coffey off, Heaney on. We've got one more sub. I'd like to get Mark Gallagher on. And to be fair, why don't we just do it? Jarvis is on the yellow card. So Gallagher on for him. Levingston playmaker. Heaney Mazzala. And then Gallagher number 10. Or in fact, they were better that way round. Let's leave it. We've got 25 to go. We're 2-0 up. We're comfortable. We've made all 5 subs. Oh my God, I've just realised I've put Daniel McGill in goal. What have I done? Oh, we were going through so comfortably. There should really be a warning in FM for that. Oh, what have I done? I've taken the keeper off instead of the right back. Oh, it can't cost me a place in the cup. Thankfully, they haven't had 2 shots yet. Can anyone play all right in goal? Goalkeeper rating of 2. I need to find someone with a 3 here. This is a very, very big problem for us. We haven't got anyone who's better. Oh, goalkeeper rating's 3 for Bell, but then there's no one who can play left back. I'm just going to leave it. He's a model citizen. He's the club captain. Let's hope he doesn't have to face shots. There should really be a warning in FM for that, so that you can't make the mistake so easily. But I do only have myself to blame. Please do not let Ards have 2 shots. Oh, it's going to be a disaster. Andrews comes forward. Surely they just want to shoot from there, don't they? I mean, ultimately, he could be a hero if he saves one. Matheson in, just like that. Oh! Levingston gets the block in. McGill went down. He tried to dink him. And in the end, we get away with it. And what was a very comfortable day has just become one of the most tense 25 minutes of my life. To the back post goes the corner. Bell half away. It's still not cleared. The pressure's on. Matheson gets it in. It's blocked. It's back to McCaulin. It's over the bar eventually. We're happy in the end. What on earth have we done as Bell puts the cross in? McDowell off the line. Let's try and praise these lads. I want them going front-footed. I want them getting another goal. I'm actually going to go positive in mentality. Try and get forward a bit more and score another. Because Andrews picks the ball up on the right to Mullen. He gets down the wing. Chance to cross here, but Bell wins it back. Excellent work. Boyd goes up. Can't win the header. Cafola gets it over the top. Hunter on the left-hand side of the box. Good ball in. And McGill's let it straight under him. Of course he has. He's not a goalkeeper. Oh, why? It was so easy. And at the moment, when it looked like we were comfortable, I mean, I'm going to be honest, I think I would fancy an outfield player to save that, but I've seen stranger things happen. I just need another goal. I need to shore this up. A stupid mistake could cost us. Be careful when making your subs, people. Killian Heaney nearly wraps it up. Tip wide for a corner kick. I could really do with scoring from this. It would not be the way to go out of the cup. And if we do end up in penalties or extra time, there's no way we're hanging on. Levingston with the corner kick. Right hand side, he's taking his time. In swinging delivery, Hawkins up. Hits the side netting. It's just not happening for us at the minute. We've still got Dobbin on as well, knackered and on the yellow card. But I think we're going to survive it. Through the skin of our teeth, what was a very comfortable day became an absolute chore. Be careful when you make your substitutions, but it doesn't matter. We're through to the semi-final. We'll be back in a minute for the draw. Time for the Irish Cup semi-final draw. The one that we nearly didn't get in after that stupid goalkeeping mistake. Larne, Linfield and Cliftonville, the big boys, the expected teams join us. Let's go and see which one we face. Let's get it on ×3. Let's start the draw. Who's going to be out in match one? Just give us a home tie, please. Linfield out first, our former parent club. Brilliant team, have had 2 runs in the European group stages. And they face Larne, which means we have got an opportunity to get to the final. We are at home to Cliftonville in a semi-final. And Larne and Linfield, the top 2 sides in the country, will face off against each other. This draw could not have gone any better for us. 3 sides we expected to beat. Now a home tie against Cliftonville, which is clearly the most winnable on paper. And we might have a chance at our first cup final too. This is turning into some season. That will be in the next episode. Back in a moment for our next league game though. It's our final one before the league split. If we look at the table, we've still got an outside chance of nicking 6th place. Well, we're back a few hours early for our evening game against Crusaders, because look what we've got. It's rated good, a 4-star intake, and we have got 1 superstar among them. Let's go and meet the lad. Is he any good? Can he have at least 6 foot of height? Maybe be good in the tackle and good positioning? No, it's the common trend of FM23. The positioning attribute is letting so many of these players down. The rest of it, though, is pretty good, so I could potentially see him making it in the future. His personality's good, which has been unlike most of our ones in previous years, so keep an eye out for him, maybe on the final day of this season, and maybe next year as well. The other one that's rated really good is Connell Crawford, 1-star ability striker, 4.5 potential, can't finish. Yes, he could maybe retrain as a right winger, but he's not as good as Buchanan. He's not my type, so nothing from Connell Crawford. Any other stars with good current ability further down? Not so much. Now we're in a top division. Now we've got better players to compete against. We're generally meeting players at a lower quality by comparison. I'm just hovering over the ones with 1-star ability, 4-star potential, but we're looking at players that, in the grand scheme of things, are miles off. So the only one that will probably feature from this year is Connor O'Neill. Let's go and see how he gets on as we look ahead to a very big game. We're expected to be defeated at Crusaders, but a win gives us a slight chance at the top half. And here we go. A couple of changes to the squad as we go to a full senior 18, I think. Matthew Buchanan, the only one that you could maybe argue isn't. He's played enough games to be considered it now, though. We've brought in Chris Johnston to the starting 11. It's the only change to the lineup. Wanted to make sure that he got a run out. He's been cup tied or unavailable for the last couple of games. Convey drops out. he's on the bench, he's got bundles of quality and can come on up front, left wing or attacking mid. So only one change from the side that looked very comfortable and very comprehensive until we made the goalkeeping mistake with the substitutes. So let's go and get into it. The second game of the day, and this one will decide what half of the league split we're in. 3 changes for Crusaders, who probably have been the disappointments of this league this year. I think they're still in the bottom half below us, which is absolutely criminal. 9th place, 9 points below us. Maybe they'll catch us after the league splits, but only 10 wins out of 32. Very disappointing for them. They've got some good players in their team and a few that have dropped out as well. But overall, I am expecting us to put up a fight. I'm expecting us to play maybe for that 0-0, that defensive style again. So let's go and show everyone what we're capable of. We've got the wingers inspired. Maybe they'll produce a bit of individual magic. Well, 35 minutes gone here. It's taking a familiar pattern of one of our away games, I think we'd say. Sitting behind the ball, not many chances at either end, although here comes Scott down the left as I say it. Cuts inside, does the fullback inside out. The shot goes over the bar though. Really comfortable defensive display for the most part. It's what we've become accustomed to. It's going to be another good point if we can get it. That's a dirty foul from Bell, but the advantage continues. Maran's cross is blocked. McDowell goes up. Clears as far as Crow. You've got to say, Crusaders look pretty good here, and they've been in decent form the last 15 games or so. You remember at the start of the season, as that's a penalty kick, they were really struggling. They were down on about 4 points after 10-11 games, weren't they? And they have bounced back pretty well. They're going to score a penalty here, I think, as Gowdy steps up. Can we get heroics? No, we can't. Ethan Ross concedes. There's 5 to half-time. Crusaders 1, Lisburn Distillery 0. There's a few shock scorelines going around. Portadown beating Larne. They could go above us if they start winning games. Linfield being held by Glenarvan 2. And at half-time, the title race is open. The battle for 6th is not. And thankfully, we've not got to worry about the rest. So let's tell the lads they've been unlucky. Get into the second half. Well, 25 to go, and I think it's time for changes. Latifa looking anxious. Buchanan gets the chance to shine. Coffey struggling a bit in recent weeks. On comes Heaney. Boyd's had a shocker. James Convey gets a go up front. Do I actually take off Dobbin this time? Maybe get him a rest? Almost scared to after what happened in the last game. McDowell could come off as well, but I'm just going to leave it at that, I think. We could take Jarvis too. There's plenty of candidates. We're 25 to go. 3 attacking changes made. Let's see if it changes the game. An equaliser would make this a great result. Well, 15 to go. I was about to make the final 2, but here we are with a chance on the front foot. Heaney delivers to Johnston, the sub. Header straight at Purvis. Not great enough. Orkin struggling physically. Jarvis struggling performance-wise. They probably will be the last 2 as it's a long ball forward. Bell heads away as far as Gowdy, the scorer. From the spot earlier on, Johnston wins it back of him, but Gowdy somehow comes out with the ball. Maran finds Collier. Back to Greer, the centre-half. Big ball over the top. Pike gets in. Down the left-hand side to the byline. Cuts back. There's options in the middle. The cross is blocked to Crow. It's not fully cleared yet, though. Pike delivers again. Devine is up. And it's 2-0 Crusaders. Could it be our 3rd defeat of the season by more than 1 goal? You've seen some of the results today. Portadown 3 up now on Larne. Just one of those weird ones after such a break. And we did mention it, didn't we? The fixture congestion helped us because we've got a squad where most players are at a similar level. Yes, we've got a good first 11, I know what it is, but you don't notice a huge difference when Heaney or Levingston or even Buchanan come in. But you do notice it if you're another club and you've got a brilliant first team that's better than ours, but their reserve side maybe not so good. So Dobbin, I'll make sure it's him this time, is off for Daniel McGill. Jarvis is off for Levingston. And those will be the final changes. We've got just over 10 minutes remaining, and now it's damage limitation. Well, no further action, a very poor game, and a 2-0 defeat to finish off. There's not a great deal to take out of that. The lad's upset as well. I used the assistant's recommended chat. Didn't work a beat. Let's go and continue. The league split is here, and we're going to see who we're going to be facing. Well, here is the table as it stands. We are 3 points clear of Portadown, who got that brilliant win. I look at that and think, well, we're not going to finish lower than 9th, are we? That's the real positive to take from this. Yes, Crusaders and Portadown may catch us, but if you'd offered me 9th at the start of the year, I'd be very happy. And we're only 1 point from mathematical safety. Let's go and have a look at the schedule, though, because after all that fixture congestion in December and January, which I've never understood in Northern Ireland, you have games every 2 or 3 days for 2 months. And then you get this. Another 3 weeks off now before Cliftonville. That is the only top half side we've got left. It's the Irish Cup semi-final. So we are going to be back for our next 2 games. We'll have that one and we'll renew our rivalry with Portadown. And then hopefully Our final 2 games of the season will be live, and they won't be Glenarvan and Dergview. They'll be Dergview and an Irish Cup final. If you did enjoy this episode though, as I made things far more tense than they needed to be in the Cup, then please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know if you've ever made that goalkeeping mistake before, and if you've made it in FM23, and get your predictions in early for the Irish Cup semi-final. We're safe, we've done our job, we can enjoy the last 5 games in the league. I hope you'll want to stay up to date and find out if we can reach that cup final though. If you do, subscribe and turn that notification bell on. That one will be live on Christmas Eve at the usual time of 3:30. Then there will be a 3-day break because we have got something a little bit different on Christmas Day. We've got a massive Boxing Day episode from the head coach story, and then this one will be on the 27th as well. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you are too. You can find all the key links and playlists up in the eye above. The Twitch channel and our sponsor HelloFresh is there too. Please do check that out. It does help support the channel. And I'll see you back here in a couple of days' time for an Irish Cup semi-final and one hell of a preparation for Christmas.